Unbearable sounds echoed from the women's restroom, but I walked straight past. Inside was Quinn, my childhood friend, drugged and weakly resisting the principal's son. In my past life, I intervened to stop it, only for this heroic act to shatter my family. Quinn tore my uniform and clawed my neck. Surveillance footage made me a national laughingstock while the real culprit walked free. Later, Quinn feigned love for me, and I foolishly believed her. She drugged me long-term, driving me into schizophrenia. Only my deathbed did I learn the truth. She framed my father for tax evasion, sending him to prison unjustly while my mother died of shock. She mocked me arm in arm with her lover. If you hadn't meddled, we'd have been together long ago. I died filled with resentment. When I opened my eyes again, I was standing in that familiar corridor. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Nathan holding out a bottle of water to Quinn. Quinn, the girl I'd known my whole life. That water was spiked, laced with a drug that would make her lose all control. In my last life, I exposed him right then and there. Quinn didn't believe me. She thought I was just that Nathan was more popular than I was, that I was trying to start trouble. This time I chose to be a cold observer. She shot me a venomous glare, and as if to spite me, the entire bottle of water. Last time, because of my interference, she only had a sip, but even that was enough to make her lose her mind. Desperate for release now, she'd finished the whole bottle. A flicker of anticipation sparked within me. I even glanced at Nathan with something that could almost be described as a proof it takes a monster to deal with a monster. I noticed the triumphant gleam in Nathan's eyes. He put a hand on Quinn's shoulder. "Quinn, you don't look so good. Let me take you home," she agreed with a bashful blush. About 10 minutes later, Leo, the class president, burst into the classroom, his fit, face flushed. I was the only one left. He was frantic, muttering the bathroom, but couldn't get the words out. There was a time I considered Leo my best friend. He was my desk mate for all 3 years of high school. We never ran out of things to talk about, but after everything went down in my last life, he was the first one to climb over my broken body. He told everyone I was the one with the twisted mind, that my unrequited love for Quinn drove me to drug her, hoping to force the situation. He even went live on social media, right after I gave my statement to the police during the stream. He fabricated a mountain of lies out of thin air. I'm heartbroken by this news. I sat next to him for 3 years. I knew he had a crush on Quinn, but I never thought he would. Kale is a total creep. He follows girls home at night. I tried to warn him, but he wouldn't listen. He even hits on young widows whose husbands just died. That live stream caused a massive uproar. I was publicly crucified. The school used it as an excuse to kick me out years later at a class reunion. Leo was a successful man, holding a high-ranking position. Drunk, he boasted. "It's a good thing you screwed up back then. Otherwise, how would that full scholarship to Yale have ever gone to me?" Last time I went, Leo told me to go in and stop them while he got help. But what he really did was hide record everything and call the police, watching with glee as I fell into his trap. Seeing my lack of urgency, Leo grew desperate. "It's Quinn." Nathan dragged her into the bathroom. She was fighting back. "He's forcing her." "Are you so sure everyone knows they have a thing for each other? Maybe it's just a couple having some fun?" I said with a half smile. My words made Leo grab my wrist tighter. "No, we're still in high school. They can't do that. Come on, we have to check on them. We have to stop them." The calculation in his eyes was barely concealed. He was dying for me to rush in there and seal my own doom so he could snatch that scholarship. Nodded and followed him downstairs. On the way, I took out my phone and quietly sent a pre-switched dot in text. The recipients were a few local influencers who happened to be live streaming nearby. Nathan was the principal's only precious son. I still remembered the look of disgust on the principal's face when he expelled me in my last life. The closer we got to the bathroom, the clearer the loot sounds from within became. It was utterly filthy. "Do you like it, Quinn?" Nathan's panting voice drifted out. "I like it." Quinn's voice was devoid of reason, driven purely by instinctual desire. Leo's eyes darted around. He lowered his voice. "Kale, it sounds like she's not in her right mind. You go in and stall them. I'll get help." I smirked the exact same words as last time. I feigned reluctance. "I don't know it's the girl's bathroom if I just barge in. What if it's a misunderstanding? Are you kidding me?" Leo glared, his eyes practically bugging out. He grabbed my shoulders and shook me, feigning exasperation. "Can you stop being such a coward any later and it'll be too late? Are you just going to stand by and watch her get ruined by him?" The bathroom door was slightly ajar. Through the crack, I could see the scene unfolding and Quinn's clothes were torn and disheveled, pulled down to her waist. She was clinging to Nathan like a boneless heap of mud. Nathan's eyes were filled with lust as he slammed her against the wall. He still had the gall to ask, "Are you sure you want this? Don't regret it, Quinn." Nathan pretended to be helpless, but his eyes were gleaming with triumph. I answered meekly, "All right then, you go get a teacher quickly. I'll try to keep things under control." As I was about to push the door open, I turned back to remind him, "You have to hurry." Leo nodded vigorously and took off running. After he left, I dropped my hand from the door. I knew he hadn't gone far. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, Leo, sneaky figure, reappeared. He had circled back. I watched from the shadows as he took out his phone and slipped it through the crack in the door. The two inside grew bolder, completely lost to the world. Having done his part, Leo left satisfied. Before long, he returned, leading a large crowd towards the building. The noises from inside hadn't subsided. Leo covered his mouth, feigning shock and helplessness as he stopped the principal. I don't know how this could have happened, but as class president, I couldn't just ignore it. The principal was practically fuming. He didn't know his own son was the male lead in this drama. Leo had been deliberately vague. I knew that in Leo's perfect world, both Nathan and I would be ruined. We were his main competitors. Normally, the principal would have sent security in to drag them out. But today, of all days, officials from the district were on campus for an inspection, and they hadn't left yet. So a group of administrators ended up coming along to catch them in the act. The scene was, to put it mildly, spectacular. The principal's chest heaved with rage. His promotion was likely going up up in smoke. The more he thought about it, the angrier he got, wanting to storm in and tear the degenerates inside to pieces. Just as he was about to move, Leo feebly tried to stop him. "Don't go inside. It's that person is. I don't care who it is. No one is walking away from this today," the principal roared. Leo gave up a look of disappointment on his face. "It's Kale." I tried to talk to him, but he wouldn't listen. The principal knew me, of course. I was first in my class every single exam, the school's best hope for Yale. His eyes went wide, spittle all flying from his mouth. That bass Leo covered his face and pretended to cry. "Kale, how could you? I know you have a sex addiction, but you can't just..." His words made the faces in the crowd turn even darker. The officials exchanged glances inside. Just then, I emerged from the back of the crowd, a confused look on my face. "Me? What did I do? Kale? What are you doing here?" Leo looked like a cat whose tail had been stepped on, every hair on his body standing on end. The principal looked me up and down, his expression thoughtful. "It's not you then who is in there." "I don't know." I did not. I shrugged, my face a mask of innocence. Of course I wasn't going to reveal the truth just yet. At that moment, the influencers who had received my text slipped through a gap in the school fence. Well, I thought it was a prank, but it looks like some real action is going down in broad daylight. "You folks must tap water, SK. Hi?" laughed Sked. The principal's face was as black as soot. He turned away in disgust. Leo stared daggers at me. He rushed over, grabbed my arm and hissed, "Why didn't you go in, huh?" I was scared. "It's too X-rated in there. I'm a good student, you know." My words made Leo so angry he raised his F to punch me, but the influencer's camera swung our way at that exact moment. Leo reluctantly lowered his hand, his eyes filled with venom. The streamer cheerfully panned his camera around. The chat was flying. "Bro, this is wild. You can tell from the sounds alone how shameless their streamer rush in there. We're all ready for it." The streamer looked tempted, but then said apologetically, "I can't do that, guys. My channel would get banned instantly." The district officials looked extremely uncomfortable. One of them cleared his throat. "Lin, we can't all just stand here. You should go in and assess the situation." The principal, Mr. Lin, nodded through gritted teeth. His face was a grim shade of purple as he rolled up his sleeves, ready to charge as he took a step. I rushed forward to block him. "Principal, don't go. The student inside has a special identity. If this gets any bigger, it will be embarrassing for everyone." My words were loaded. The influencers perked up. "Oh, what's this is it. One of the school administrator's kid talk about abusing power." This made the officials even angrier. One or two of them had already turned and left in a huff. My prodding had put the principal in an impossible position. He shoved me aside angrily. "Get out of my way. I don't care who it is today, I'm dealing with it." Leo took the opportunity to idle up Kale. "Just let him go. Are you saying you knew what was happening all along?" He was trying to drag me down with them. "I didn't rush to defend myself, Leo. I just think it's a shame. We're all classmates. If this gets out, their lives will be ruined." The tone in the live stream chat began to shift. "This kid seems pretty decent. Hey, stop blocking students like that, aren't worth protecting. Doesn't that class president guy sound a little sketchy?" The district officials exchanged glances inside. It wouldn't look good for a group of them to barge in on camera. Students inside did something drastic because of the publicity. No one wanted to take responsibility for that. So we all stood there in a tense stalemate. The sounds from the bathroom continued intermittently. The influencers were stopped from getting any closer. This adulterous drama went on for nearly 2 hours. Finally, the bathroom door creaks open from the inside. The first person to walk out was a burly man in a construction worker's uniform. He froze when he saw the crowd. Then he spat on the ground. "What are you looking at? Never seen a man take a piss before the principal and the other officials visibly relaxed as long as it wasn't a student." The situation was salvageable, but in the next second someone gasped, "Holy crap, the scene inside is insane."